Welcome to Creative on Purpose Live, a show about defining, developing, and delivering the difference only you can make. I'm Scott Perry, author of The Art of Encore Living and Chief Difference Maker at Creative on Purpose. Today is a special episode. I'm going to be reading from my brand new book, The Art of Encore Living, a guide for finding fulfillment, forging meaning, and making a difference in the second half of life. I'll be reading from a note from the author and how to use this guide section. There are several links within these pages that take you to additional resources. I'm not going to be reading from those, but you're welcome to learn more about the book and check it out at the link that you'll find in the show notes, or just cruise on over to creativeonpurpose.com. You'll find links to learn more information about the book. If you find value in what you're hearing today, please be sure to leave us 5 stars and a few lines of review. And of course, you're welcome to share this with this episode with friends, family, and fellow travelers. So let's get right to this episode. The Art of Encore Living Quick Start Guide. A note from the author. Are you winning the game of life based on the rules you learned in school and on the job, but not feeling the thrill of victory? You're not alone. Many begin feeling lost and empty in midlife, despite following the rules of the game of life established by society. Although you can recognize the false promises of the traditional version of the pursuit of happiness at any age. What's going on? Well, it turns out you can't win your game if you're playing someone else's. And you definitely can't win a game you don't want to play. What to do? It's time to play your game. You can find fulfillment, forge meaning, and make a difference in the second half of life by mastering the art of encore living. What is the second half of life? It's the life you live from the inside out whenever you're ready to let go of searching for external instruction and validation for how to play your game. What is encore living? It's a journey of defining, developing, and delivering the difference only you can make. It's a life that leverages who you really are, what you're really good at, and where you really belong. Instead of a legacy of money and monuments left behind after you die, it's a life where you live your legacy through endeavors that matter. In short, mastering the art of encore living is about playing your game, all in and full out. If you still need to figure out your game, the art of encore living helps you dial it in. If you've got some idea of your game but seek greater clarity and confidence in navigating your way forward, the art of encore living provides a compass to expedite your wayfinding. This guide provides insight and inspiration for cultivating purposeful and passionate living, but the real magic is in the execution of its ideas. You've got to change to change. Resources and exercises are included to inspire you to take intentional action with the principles and practices in this guide. This guide helps you hear and heed the call of vocation, the work you're meant to do now. Your life is speaking to you because it wants to speak through you. Let your life speak. About this guide. Are you navigating the second half of life with a nagging sense that you've not yet fully embraced or engaged with your unique gift or life's true calling? For many of us, the second half of life is a time for reflecting on the meaning of life. More to the point, a time to reflect on the meaning of your life. If you're lucky, the work of making a living and raising a family has been rewarding. And if you're really fortunate, that work aligned with who you are, what you're good at, and where you belong. That kind of work feels meaningful and fulfilling, more of a vocation than merely an occupation. I'm very fortunate. I made a living doing work I was called to do several times throughout my life, as a husband, father, musician, teacher, and now an encore life coach. But if you haven't found your soul's true calling, you need to know it's not your fault. Institutionalized education and occupation systematically indoctrinated you to ignore and deny your dreams. Instead of nurturing your innate instincts for creativity, collaboration, and curiosity, society compelled you to comply, compete, and settle for the status quo. And yet, you can define your game, the work you get to do, anytime you choose and decide to do the inside-out work of reconnecting with who you really are, what you're really good at, and where you really belong. Your life is speaking to you right now. Will you heed its call and let it speak through you? This guide is designed to provide you with time-tested wisdom to help you begin to discover, develop, and deliver the difference only you can make so you can live your legacy. You'll be seeking the edges of your understanding and ability. That is, after all, where growth occurs. As you pursue developing your potential and delivering on your promise, you'll be encouraged to embrace uncertainty and sit with the tension of navigating a path into possibility without a roadmap. Maps can only take you where others have been or want you to go. The 9 steps in this guide will serve as a compass for finding your way into your calling. The links take you to resources and tools to go deeper with the principles and practices being unpacked in this text and catalyze your progress. I also encourage you to seek fellow travelers. This work is more enjoyable and effective when it's done with and for others. Please share this guide with anyone who may benefit, especially if they are willing to explore Encore Living with you. Or join our Difference Maker community to join calls where we go further with the principles, practices, and processes shared in this guide. Mastering the art of Encore Living is a lifelong pursuit. Let's begin. So those are the first 2 sections of the Art of Encore Living, a guide for finding fulfillment, forging meaning, and making a difference in the second half of life. You can learn more about the book and where you can find it at creativeonpurpose.com. There's also a link here in the show notes. If you've enjoyed what you've heard, please leave us 5 stars, a couple lines of review, and share this episode with friends, family, and fellow travelers. Thank you for the gift of your time and attention. Keep flying higher. We need you.